This week, Chicago Cubs play baseball when it matters most. The season begins, and y'all, this is the season preview. And of course, we got the man, the myth, the legend, Sam Olbur from Locked On Cubs joining in right after the intro. Welcome in, Cub fans, to Chicago Cubs Central, your number one spot for all things Chicago Cubs. I'm your host, Mike Jones, and y'all, as you know, we have guests on the show. When we have a guest, we believe in giving our guests their flowers, y'all. We have one of the probably the top podcast out there for the Chicago Cubs right now, like I said, and he is the host of it along with his partner, Matt. Cozy, these guys do awesome work over there. Everybody knows Locked On Cubs. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to bring on to Cubs Central for the first time, Sam Olbur. What's up, Sam? How you doing, brother?
It's the best intro I've ever gotten. It's the best intro. It just made my whole day. Thank you very much. Pleasure to be on. I feel like it's a little lazy for me to make this joke. But my gosh, when you said I'm Mike Jones, host of the podcast, I just almost went, who?
You are not the only one.
Yeah,
like I said, when I had Ty on, he did the same thing. Set up man Ty did the same thing. Like I said, it is the common joke that happens often.
Well, then now I just been looped in with Ty and we went downhill. No, I'm kidding. I love Ty. All right. Let's rock it.
Absolutely, man. Listen, the Chicago Cubs play baseball this week, bud, and I'm telling you, I am super excited. Obviously, heartbreaking news about Seiya Suzuki, so I want to start there first and foremost. Michael Conforto is making opening day roster. Seiya Suzuki will not be ready for baseball for opening day this Thursday, coming up against the Washington Nationals. Man, what's your first thoughts on this injury? Do you think it's something that will hinder him all season, or you think it's something he can come back from quickly?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it should be relatively quick. I mean, Seiya has a pretty extensive history with these injuries, and he does, have a tendency, and he's not the only one on the Cubs where, Matt and I have talked about this a lot this week, where it's like, just get him to a point where when he comes back, if he struggles, we don't have to hear, oh, well, he actually is battling through that knee. You know what I mean? He's battling through that knee. Just get him full strength. To me, from what I've listened to and trying to read in between the lines, which sometimes is dangerous, it feels like it'll just be like a 10-day IL minimum stay, come back, right around what, April 10th-ish, something like that, and hopefully get a full 140-ish games in, and this will just be a blip on the radar, and a footnote, and nothing more than that.
That's the goal, man. Like I said, I honestly, this being a contract year for Suzuki, it's not lost, I don't think, on any of us that we need him. The Chicago Cubs need him, particularly. We need that bat. But not necessarily to play outfield. I mean, we'll see. I'm interested to see what Matt Shaw looks like over in right field. I even shot the idea to a couple other guys, and just like, I mean, and you may look at me like I'm crazy for this, but I was like, because I just think outside the box sometimes. I'm like, what if left field, because it tends to be a little bit easier. What if you moved Matt Shaw over to left field and moved Ian Happ over to right field just to try it?
Yeah, they won't do that because Happ is very routine based and very kind of, what's the word, like clinical in his prep. And
sure,
if that was in the conversation, Happ would have needed like an entire spring training rollout for that.
There you go. Okay,
but yeah, I'm interested to see that too. And to be honest with you, I'm fascinated, and this is the nerd in me, like fascinated, like I'm not exaggerating, to see what they do opening day versus a righty. Is it Conforto and right, or is it Shaw and right?
Right.
Because I think that'll tell you a little bit about their confidence level in Shaw out there. Because right field, to your point, at Wrigley in March, not a fun proposition
at all for nobody.
For anybody.
like I said, I was talking to I forgot who I was talking to, but anyways, I was talking to somebody and I was saying, like, out there in right field, you see Kyle Tucker, like I said, played right field. He struggled. Seiya Suzuki played right field out there. Didn't look the best out all the time. So, I mean, it's not a walk in the park out there at right field. So I'm very curious to see what Matt Shaw does out there.
Nobody could put the emphasis enough on the wind, the sun, the brick wall short to your left, the brick wall behind you, and then having a guy in center field that wants to catch every single thing that's in the air.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be an adjustment. It's not easy.
For sure. So, Cub fans, that means if Matt Shaw makes a couple of mistakes out there, realize that it's Wrigley, it's March, and it's not good weather. It's not good, conditions. Now if he's still making these mistakes in the summertime, then we might have a different conversation, But like I said, for right now, I think just kind of have some grace with him through March and April. It's an adjustment period for him, obviously. But I am very, very curious to see what he comes up with and how he looks. And not just from a defensive standpoint either. I want to see what his bat looked like. He didn't do terrible during spring training. I thought Matt Shaw showed, great contact. Yeah. Like I said, he showed a lot. So I'm very curious to see what he does at the plate.
Me too. I mean, he had a really good spring training.
Yeah.
You're looking to see him drive the baseball and take that next step forward, offensively, because last year was obviously a mixed bag offensively, really good second half, looked terrible in the playoffs, which isn't unexpected. But yeah, look, there's a lot of exciting things to watch for. Him, Ballesteros, Pete, some of the older guys. I mean, there's pretty much every single guy coming up to the plate, really, besides for like Hap. And I don't even mean that as a but I don't even mean that as an insult, because like it's just, besides Hap, everybody kind of has like a real storyline.
Yeah.
And you can even make the case with Hap, it's probably his last year here. Seiya, like you said, contract year. I think there's a good chance the Cubs bring him back if he has a really good season. Dansby made some offensive tweaks. Excited to see what happens there. I mean, you just go on the line. There's something with everybody.
Yeah. And when you really look at it and you say to yourself, what are the top storylines? Yeah. I'm putting Seiya at the top. I'm also putting Moises Ballesteros' bat at the top of the storylines. What are your thoughts? What are your expectations for the young kid, Moises Ballesteros, this season? Because it's a lot of pressure taking that DH role.
Yeah, my expectations are probably too high because I think he could really hit. We did a bold predictions episode last week, and one of my bold predictions was that Moises Ballesteros leads the Cubs in batting average. And so my expectations are high. I think his expectations are high. The thing you got to watch with him is he has that blessing and a curse skill of being able to kind of put his bat on anything. And so you don't want to see him, let's say there's a couple guys on with one out, and he's ahead in the count 2-0, and there's like a borderline outside pitch that he rolls over to second. That's where he gets himself in trouble. Yeah. If he could be a little bit more aggressive in hitters counts and keep the ball off the ground, he can really hit. He's got the hit tool. He really does. And so I agree with you. For me, I'm guilty of kind of always being excited about the shiny new toy. And so that's what I'm most excited about, is to watch that young man hit. I can't wait to see where he hits in the lineup. And I'm with you. It's a big
where would you put him in the lineup?
Yeah, it's a great question. When I did the lineup stuff earlier in the year, I think I had him at 7th, just because to, walk him into it. But I could see a world where, let's say Bush leads off, Bregman hits 2. I could see a world where if Hap's struggling and Ballesteros is starting to hit later in the year, you could see him in the 3, 4, or 5 hole. I could see it.
Yeah, me too. And I was listening to 670 The Score, and the guys over there were talking, and they were like, "Really, you would put him that high up?" And I'm like, with the type of hit tool that this kid has, depending on where he is and how he progresses during the season, I would love to see him in that spot, especially with guys like Nico or guys like Bregman or guys like Bush that are going to get on base. I feel like a lot this season. So you put him with being able to be a guy that could also not only lead in batting average, to your point, but also lead in RBIs this year. He could absolutely lead the Cubs in RBIs this year. And
100%. Keep going. Sorry.
And for me, that just leads to higher expectations for him. But I really think that he can make it. I think he can do it all.
They just released we're recording this on Sunday. They just released their lineup for this afternoon, and it basically reads as the opening day lineup.
Okay.
And he's hitting 7th. So that's probably right around where I would expect it. With the only thing looking at this lineup without Seiya that just sticks out negatively is Carson Kelly's hitting 6th, and that's too high.
Oh no.
No, but when Seiya is back, everyone I think would drop a level there. So
sure, absolutely. But I sometimes Craig makes me scratch my head with how high he puts.
He doesn't care. Like he like if he were listening to this, he thinks like we completely overreact to the lineup, and we do. Like when you actually look at the statistics of it, it is super random. But there's a little bit of things sometimes that are frustrating. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm an eye test guy. Like I just don't want Carson. And no disrespect, Carson Kelly was awesome last year, but like I don't want him hitting 6 on my baseball team. Hit him 8th or 9th or 7th or something like that.
8th, not a 10th.
Hit him 12. No.
Yeah, just somewhere like don't put him right there because there are too many occasions where we have guys on base.
Strikeout, double play.
Right. I'm like, come on, man. Like, we need this, bro. Like, come on. Like, and you got too many good hitters, like too many like hitters that are going to, I think, flourish this year and really show you something. I'm super excited to see what Nico Hoerner does. I felt like we saw more pop in his bat. I'm not saying he's going to get 20-some home runs this season, but I felt like even in spring training, we saw a little bit more pop in his bat this year. And I'm excited to see what he does in the lineup. I'm excited to see like I said, what Bregman brings to the lineup. I want everybody to know, and I've said this plenty of times, but I say it again. Do not expect Alex Bregman to fulfill the role of hitting 30 home runs this season. Right. I'm not expecting that from him. If he hits 18 to 20, I'm happy. That's a successful season, I feel like, for him home run wise. Now, as far as doubles, I expect him to be on fire, driving in a bunch of different RBIs with doubles. I expect him to really, like I said, bring guys home, score, and everything like that. I expect his plate presence and patience to really pay off for the Chicago Cubs, especially with the challenge this year, which sadly enough, with Seiya being on the IL stint, I was really thinking that was going to play a big, huge role in him being successful this season too, being somebody that gets like the worst calls possible, at the plate from umps, and then being able to now challenge and probably get walked a lot more too.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how this ABS system works. I feel like I'm going to obsess over it because I already feel like I am like, ooh, is that a good challenge or should we wait on that? But I think it's going to be a tremendous advantage to the Cubs because guys like Bregman, they have a lot of very intelligent hitters and a lot of veterans like Ian. I trust Ian Happ and Alex Bregman on any single ABS challenge that they have.
Yeah.
Like those two guys are very sharp when it comes to the strike zone. Pete, that's going to be an interesting one. But yeah, I mean the Bregman thing is going to be interesting. I'm not like he's not at like the top of my list just because I kind of feel like I know what it's going to be in a good way. Like I just think he's going to, OPS in the high 7s, low 8, be steady over there third, be a leader, things like that. I don't expect him, like you said it perfectly. I don't expect him to be like this, 35 home run MVP candidate guy, but I expect him to be very steady and very solid, for the money that he's making.
Absolutely. Very, very good, smart individual at the plate, in the field. And again, I think that's what the Cubs and really what Jed's identity is in the teams he creates is he wants, high IQ guys. That's why he loves, Nico Hoerner. That's why he loves Dansby Swanson. And then he went out and got someone like Bregman to play third base for you every day for the next 5 years that has that same high IQ, a a great clubhouse guy, somebody that you can depend on there as well. I want to switch over and get your thoughts on pitching, though, because I've been listening and reading and talking with everybody, and maybe I'm tripping. And you can absolutely, Sam, tell me if I'm tripping or not. I feel like people are putting Edward Cabrera way too low in the pitching order rotation. Like, and maybe I'm tripping, but they're like, yeah, I mean, put him fourth, in the rotation. I'm like, wait, what? Like, why? I'm not getting it. I look at him as your number 2, number 3, potentially moving into that number 1 spot as soon as next year for the Chicago Cubs. So why so low?
I don't know. I don't think it matters where he sets up. It just matters how he performs. Sure. But I agree. I mean, I think it'd be pretty disappointing at the end of the year if he wasn't one of their 3 best pitchers for what they traded for him. Absolutely. I think right now the whole pitching situation is just one big question mark. I really don't think they have, like, if you were to tell me all the different permutations of how it could end up the year, who had the best year, Boyd, Horton, Imanaga, Cabrera, Boyd, this, Cabrera, Horton, this. It could be literally anything. Like, I have no idea right now. I hope the expectation is, for me, that Cade and Cabrera are at the top of the list. Yes. And then Steele comes back, and by August and September, he's right there with those guys. And I think that would be my 3. And then the other 3 veterans, hopefully 2 of the 3 just continue to be steady and be really good. I would expect some regression from Matthew Boyd. Tyone, had one of the worst springs I've ever seen a pitcher have, ever.
Man.
I'm not even trying to be fun. He gave up like 11 home runs or something like that.
Yeah, I'm very concerned heading into the season. And you know what? And it's not even the home run thing. Well, yes, it's part of the home run thing, but it's also, like I said, his velocity is down and everything like that. And
there's a lot of stuff spring training wise with some of these guys that were like, is this spring training or is this a problem?
Right.
But they have so much depth. The Assads, the Browns, the Rays, somebody, as I was talking to my cousin yesterday, one of those guys, somebody's going to be good. Somebody's going to be good, and then it'll replace somebody that's not. So I think they're going to be okay. But yes, to your question, I agree. Like Cabrera, if we finish the year and he's not one of the 3 best guys, it was not a successful year for him.
Right. And I know, even coming into it, Craig Counsell and Jed Hoyer both tried to sell us on this thought process of, listen, we have years of team control with him. He's somebody we wanted. We wanted to get him into this clubhouse. We want to see what he has. So I feel like if he does have not the best season this year, they'll sell it to us as we're working with him. We're working on him. Let us get a full off season in our program and then see what he becomes next year. But even still, to give up somebody of the caliber of talent that they did, which I know you watched the World Baseball Classic, to watch and see what he did for Team Canada. Owen Casey, what he did for Team Canada. I mean, I'm just like, dude, like,
Cabrera better pitch well.
Like, better pitch well. Otherwise, it's going to be one of those situations where.
And I think he will.
Yeah.
I think he will. I think he's going to pitch. I think he's going to pitch well. I think it might be a little bit of an adjustment with him pitching a lot of like the first couple starts where it's like going to be like 40 degrees when he pitches. Cause I think he even said at CubsCon, he likes pitching in Miami. Cause like, the weather's great all the time and he's indoors and stuff. And, when you're throwing 100 miles an hour and you can't grip the ball and all this stuff, like there might be some like early on, he went 4 1/3 and walked 5 guys or whatever because it's freezing. But I think he'll find his groove and be good. I do.
Gotcha. Now, let's talk PCA because I think I think that a lot of what the Chicago Cubs are looking for this season will need to come from PCA. And I feel like the pressure is on him more this season than ever to take that jump, that leap from all-star into superstardom. And how are you feeling about PCA coming into this season? How are you feeling about what he's going to bring to the table?
Yeah, I love the way you described it. going all-star to superstar is it's a big jump,
It
right?
is.
Like I was thinking about this. Like, how many true superstars do you think there are right now in baseball? Like for example, would you consider Corbin Carroll a superstar? Like, to me, when he's out there and he performs, he's a superstar talent, but it hasn't been long enough, right? Like
Yeah.
to me, it's like, Judge, Otani, Soto, probably Witt in there. I think Jose Ramirez is in there.
I should be if he's not.
Yeah, and then there's the guys that maybe aren't superstars in terms of their WAR, but like to me, Bryce Harper's a superstar. He just is.
Yeah.
Like
The name. Yeah.
the name and all those things. But like, my point is there's probably like 8 or 9 of them, at least position players wise, Skeens, Skubal, and so on and so forth. It's hard. It's a hard thing to do in baseball. And to your point, the pressure's on for him, but I don't think it really is, because he puts more pressure on himself than anybody puts on him, which is, again, a blessing and a curse, I think. But yeah, I think if the Cubs really want to be like a 95 win team, he's going to have to be a 30-30 guy again and be this guy. And, this is what it is. Like, you want to be a superstar, like it's in Chicago. There's high expectations. He's hanging around with Caleb Williams. He's hanging around with the hockey Bedard kid, and so let the ball be rolled out, embrace it, and go be great, right? Like, what else could you say? I don't think he ever is going to be like a 350 OBP guy just because of his style, and I think if he changes his style, it's going to end up hurting him more than it would help him. Right. But I think there's some things gradually that he could just get a little bit better at that could make a big difference, and I think he's going to be great. I'm pretty confident in Pete, and he's a smart kid, and actually smart. I mean, he's an adult, and,
yeah.
To me, I think of like 23 years old, 24 years old, you're still in that kid range,
Sure.
But like not when you're in the spotlight like he is. He handles himself like a pro off the field, and I think he's going to be in a good spot.
Him and Caleb Williams have taken over the city of Chicago.
Yes.
They are the faces of our city right now when it comes to sports.
And it's like, the thing with Pete is, like, if he were to have a year, let's say everything goes well. Let's say it's like 280 and he hits 33 homers and steals 40 bases, and the Cubs win 95 games, and he finishes like 3rd in the MVP. Because I always say the MVP, it's like it's only if Otani gets injured,
right,
that you actually have a chance to win it.
Every year. Just forget about it if Otani's healthy.
Because if he makes like 15 starts, 20 starts this year, and he hits 40 plus home runs, how can you justify giving it to somebody else?
You can't.
But if he finishes, let's say, like behind Soto and Otani or something like that, like, the city's going to be on fire. Like,
absolutely
on fire. Like, when he hit that home run last year versus the Brewers after making the diving catch, I hadn't seen a buzz like that since like for an individual player since like Derrick Rose.
Yeah. And it's that real. Him and Caleb Williams at the same time are experiencing a love for the city that nobody has experienced since Derrick Rose, really. Like I said, so I mean, it's wonderful to watch.
Yeah,
and like you said, I agree. I think PCA puts a lot of pressure on himself. I think a successful season for him does look like another 30-30 season. Obviously, an all-star appearance, another all-star appearance for him, another all-star start for him, because I don't think there's anybody out there that's playing center field better than him. And then, obviously, of course, defensively, don't change anything. I love every single thing he does defensively.
Yeah, just maybe just communicate a little bit better in the gap with these guys, and get some real good sunglasses. But otherwise, it's great.
Yes. You got a brand you prefer for him?
Yeah, he just loses the ball in the sun quite a bit, but
yeah,
can't really help that, I guess.
And I think for me, I'm really looking at what he does at the plate. I'm looking at how he, obviously gets frustrated with himself, like we said, because he puts a lot of pressure on himself at the plate. And then looking to see exactly how he's able to manage that pressure this year. And I think having somebody like Alex Bregman on the team is going to help him a lot, in the sense of as a clubhouse guy, someone that wants to, like I said, help him mature into who the Cubs need him to be for the next 10 years. The face of the team.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And I think, Turner was that for him a little bit last year, and now Bregman will help him a lot.
Absolutely. So one thing that I have been wanting to do, and I'm not going to miss this opportunity since I have you on the show, sir.
Sure.
You have a mind for Cubs baseball like I have not seen. Like, stuff that will drive people crazy. And it's like, there's no reason you should remember this or know this, but you have it. You have all the facts in your head.
Yeah, it's called not having a lot of friends. Not having a lot of friends and not having a lot of a social life, and sitting at home from March until the end of September and watching every single game for the last 15 years.
That's fair.
I was a kid in high school. So like 2010, 11, like I was in high school where like it was a Friday night in September and the Cubs were like 12 out. And I'm not going out with my friends until the game's over. Or like if it's like, a 9 o'clock start, I'm like, all right, guys, like I'm just gonna watch the game. They're like, dude, what are you doing? Like, you're staying. It's over. It's like, now I gotta watch Castro's road 200 hits or
gotta
whatever.
see it.
Yeah. So
I
don't think it's much of a skill as much as it is like just my life,
No, it's definitely a skill, bro. Because like I said, nobody knows Cubs trivia, I don't think, like you. Like, all right. So with that being said, I do have some Cubs trivia to end the show today that I want to try with you. I want to see where your head's at, Sam.
So better get this right now.
All right, right. Mm-hmm. So let's start off easy. We're gonna go early 2000s, 2003 era.
Okay.
All right. Who was the Cubs catcher during Kerry Wood's 20 strikeout game that still remains with the team in 2003?
Yeah. What's his name? Sandy something. What's his
Sandy Martinez? Yes,
Sandy Martinez. Yeah. That was a good question. When you said 03, I was like, wait, Damian Miller or whoever was catching then, but then 98. Yeah, Sandy Martinez, right?
All right. So which Cubs pitcher threw
that's half right.
Half right. We'll take it. We'll take it.
Yeah.
So which Cubs pitcher threw a no-hitter in 2008? The first
Carlos Zambrano. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, you know that one off the jump.
That's if I don't know that one. I watched that game. I watched that game with my dad, like the whole game.
Okay. The whole game. Yeah.
Yeah. Remember it well. It was in they were playing what were they playing the Astros in Milwaukee because of a hurricane or something?
Yep. Right, that was so weird, dude, to see that.
That was sick.
Yeah.
That no-hitter was so sick, man. Like that guy throwing a no-hitter. When he threw that no-hitter, I thought they were going to win the World Series that year.
Yeah, I mean, and you got like I said, you got Sweet Lou as the manager and everything like that.
It was sick, man.
And you're like, oh man, this is
our
year.
Last pitch was like in the dirt, and it was like I think a check swing or whatever. It was sick. I love Zambrano. It was awesome. Sorry, go ahead. I'm wasting.
No, you're good, man. Like I said, I'm glad I'm bringing back these memories.
Yeah, it was great. Great.
So here we go. Who was the Cubs manager immediately before Joe Madden took over?
Yeah, Rick Renteria.
Yep. My buddy Bird, who also knows a lot of Cubs history and things like that. He always speaks. I don't want to say highly of Rick Renteria, but he
did a good job.
Yeah.
He came in. His job was to get the prospects going. Right. Castro had a banner year in 14. The young kids were playing. It's just a better guy became available, and unfortunately for Renteria, the same thing happened with the White Sox.
Yeah.
I mean, they ended up hiring Tony La Russa, which is a different conversation. They might have got that wrong, but he did a good job. I mean, this happens all the time in sports. Mark Jackson, Steve Kerr, Doug Collins, Phil Jackson. Like this happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but yeah, I agree with your friend. He did a good. He came in here and got the young guys going.
Yeah, and that's all you can ask for from him out of this. So I will ask you this question. Which Cubs player wore number 17 before Chris Bryant made it iconic?
Well, there's a few. Mark Grace was 17.
There you go. That's the one I have.
Oh, okay.
Yep, that's the one I got.
Well, because I would argue Mark Grace made it a big number,
Yeah.
know? And then you're right, Brian took it to another level. So,
all right, can you name all of the pitchers that pitched in the Chicago Cubs combined no hitter? From the 2020
the Dodgers. The Dodgers.
Yep.
Yeah.
The 2021 no hitter.
No, I can't, but I can name this. Davies started, right?
Yes.
And he threw like 4 or 5. Oh gosh, what was that? So that had to have been 21,
Mud
right?
Flaps.
That was
pitcher.
21, right?
Yep. They think Mud Flaps pitcher.
Think what?
Mud Flaps. The Hulk Hogan child. Yep.
Chafin.
Okay.
Pitch. Did Robertson close it out?
No. This pitcher is famous for his stance. That closed it out.
He's famous. Oh, Kimbrel.
There you go. You're missing one. You got one more. And this one I don't think you're going to get. I ain't going to lie to you.
Tapera?
Damn it, he got it. Let's go.
Well, I remember in 21 they figured out some stuff with their bullpen. It was Tapera, Chafin, and am I a year off on? I'm a year off on Robertson. Robertson was the next year. That's what it was. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the next year was Givens. Yeah, I was off. You're right. Kimbrel, because Kimbrel traded. That was dumb. Yeah, Kimbrel, Tapera, Chafin. Yeah, that was the 3.
Yep. So
Zach Davies. No, what did he throw in that game? Like 4 innings, 5 innings, something like that, probably.
Yep. It was 4 innings, and then after that, Ryan Tapera took over. Then Andrew Chafin took over, and then Kimbrel took over after that.
I totally forgot about that,
dude. Like I'm telling you, bro. But
that's a random night against the Dodgers, right?
Yep. It was that's a deep cut, man. I call that one of my deep ones. Yeah, that I thought I would trip you up. I really thought the Ryan Tapera part was the one was gonna get you, and you got that one out of everything. I'm like, oh, let's go, okay.
Yeah.
So
I got that like half right.
All right, so this is the last one, and then I'll let you go because you are a busy guy. Mm-hmm. Which Cubs utility player famously played all 9 positions in a single game in 2005?
Great question. Let me give me a sec. Let me put my mind to 05. It's a really, really bad Cubs team. Okay. Oh man, I'm trying to think. Who is a utility? Just trying to think of 05. Think like Todd Walker. He's just played second. Corey Patterson played center.
Oh, Corey Patterson, such promise. We always laugh at him and Fukudome. Like I said, because I just always think such promise with those guys. Like I really thought we were gonna win something big with those guys.
All right, hold on. I'm just give me like 30 seconds here. All right, let me just run. I'm running through 05 in my head. Walker, like Jeremy Burnitz, I think was on the 05 team. Was it like one of the Hairston brothers?
It's a trick question, Sam. No, that never actually happened for the Cubs.
Okay, I was gonna say I was like. I didn't remember it, but I was like,
maybe if I throw out a name or two, I might get it on the luck.
Yeah, well, because I was just trying to think of the 05 team.
Yeah, no, that was a trick one. That was a trick one for you, man.
I was thinking to myself, okay, because in 05, I don't even remember position players pitching. Right. So I was like, how did he pitch?
Right.
But I figured it happened if you asked me it.
Sam, listen, let me tell you something. It has been a pleasure, honor. I got to have you back on again, man. Thanks for coming, dropping some wisdom, man, and getting us ready for the season. Last thing for you, over under, where do you think the Chicago Cubs finish this season?
In the division?
In the division, yes, sir.
Yeah, I think they're going to win the division.
Okay.
I think they're going to win the division. I don't want to give my number total yet because we're going to do that this week.
Sure.
But I think they win the division. It's going to be close. I think it's going to be close, but I think they're going to win it.
Close because of who?
Them. Like I don't think they're like a 95, 96, 97 win team. I just don't. Sure. And so then you have to have Milwaukee obviously regress 7, 8, 9 games, right?
Right.
So I just think it'll be close. I have a lot of respect for the Brewers, and I don't think they're going to let the Cubs run away with it. So I think it's going to be close, but I think they're going to win. I think this is the year that they're going to win the division. I think they win the division. I think they win a playoff series, and I think they make the Final Four for the first time. And then I think they probably
fizzle out there.
Yeah, once they have to run into the buzzsaw that is, I don't even want to mention their names.
The all-star team that plays.
Yeah, once they run into a team that probably would have won the WBC, the Dodgers.
Right. Okay, so I'm right there with you. I do think we win the division. I think not necessarily the Brewers giving us as much trouble. I hate when the Cubs play the Reds. I don't know why.
Because they never win. They never beat the Reds ever.
Oh my gosh! Like the Reds and the Phillies. Like
I don't know. I should look this up. I don't know the last time they won the season series against the Reds. I don't think. I think it's genuinely been like 5 years.
Yeah.
Because remember last year they got swept in a 4-gamer in Cincinnati after they clinched the playoffs because they just didn't care.
So brutal.
They never pitch well. And Steele, who I've been lucky enough to develop a pretty good relationship with now, he'll joke with me, on the air, like whenever he pitches against the Reds, it's just the Reds just own our team. Like it's just I can't stand playing the Reds.
It's always something with them. I mean, like literally, for some odd reason, we can hit amazing and run Paul Skeens out the game, but you see Hunter Green coming, and it's like, dude, we can't get anything. Like it's horrible.
Green, Abbott, Lodolo, and then the worst one's TJ Friedel. He gets like a 3-run homer every series against the Cubs.
And you can just bookmark it. It's gonna happen. Like, dude, like, oh my goodness, what are we doing here?
Yep.
We'll see.
And now they got Suarez back, who's like the most famous Cub killer of my life.
Yep.
Outside of Albert Pujols.
Yep. But it's between them two and McCutchen. I think, like I said, for greatest Cub killers in my lifetime, I think that I've watched.
There's so many of them that can come to mind. But yeah, McCutchen's up there.
Would just break your heart,
And there's some random ones too, like that guy. What's the guy's name that used to play third for the Brewers? Now he's on the West Coast. I can't think of his name. He always never was good against the Cubs. He looked like Mike Schmidt. Can't think of his name, but anyways,
yeah. But man, like I said, we're gonna. I think it's gonna be a fun season. I do think the Cubs win 92 games. I'm giving them 92 games to win this season. I think that wins them the division. I do think the Brewers are on their tail until the very last end. But I'm also picking. Well, with Hunter Green going down, that kind of screws up my Reds theory.
Everybody's on the Reds. That's like the big thing.
Yeah.
Suarez is going to have to hit. They don't hit enough.
Yeah.
If McLean had a huge spring training, if McLean hits like this, they're going to be a problem.
Right.
Because last year, to be fair, they won 83 games and they got literally like nothing from Matt McLean. He was awful. So if he hits 25, 30 home runs, yeah, you're right. I guess I could see it. That's going to bother me. I don't want to think about that.
And then I also like some of the additions that the Pirates brought on too.
The Pirates should win like 78-ish games.
Yeah, I mean, I thank God that the Cardinals are in a rebuild mode because I literally couldn't deal with having them be good too at the same time. Like I'm like, come on, like it's our time, guys.
I hope the Cubs take like 10 out of 13 from them.
And they just might. So I think you're up like in Chicago, in the Chicagoland area.
Yes.
I'm down in Springfield. So I'm like I said, I'm about 4 hours away.
Oh.
Yeah. So
I've been to Springfield many times.
Oh, dude. Well, next time you're here, you got to hit me up, man. We'll go.
I went as a kid for the trip, and then I went a couple times. I'm a big kind of history nerd.
Yeah.
Which is where my trivia kind of comes in.
Absolutely.
And so I always love going there. The whole, I always joke in Springfield, if you're doing a history thing, you get like dreams of Abraham Lincoln. He's just everywhere.
Everywhere,
like,
dude.
It's almost like you just look to your left, there's some sort of Abraham Lincoln bobblehead.
Yep.
You look to your right, there's the museum. There's where he grew up. But I mean,
yep.
It's cool. It's also super cool at the same time.
Yeah, man. I went to I actually live in the town that he first surveyed. And like they have like New Salem is like right over.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
Like
cool.
I said, so I took my son there on the field trip and all that good stuff, man.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, like I said, so I'm always down. Actually, in fact, it was at his museum that I got to meet Ricketts when they won in 2016, and like I said, they brought the trophy down to the Abraham Lincoln Museum.
Very cool.
Yeah. Like I said, so it was awesome, man. I still got the hoodie over there signed by Ricketts.
I always tell people Abraham Lincoln would have been a Cub fan.
Oh, absolutely. No doubt about it.
He would have been a Cub fan. It's just he was really only what, like 30, 40 years out, 30, 40 years out from that starting. So, it would have been.
All right, Sam. Well, I'm not going to hold you any longer, man, but we definitely got to have you back again, bro. Like I said, I appreciate you, man, for coming on and spending some time with me, taking away from your NCAA watch. Well, it's no games today, right?
Oh, no, there is.
No.
It's a Sunday. There is, but no, I got other stuff to do. I needed a break.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, listen, again, I appreciate you for coming on to Cub Central, man. Like I said, my next duty is to get you and Matt on at the same time, do a mega episode. So we'll make that happen too here when they're down the line. But thanks so much for joining, man. I appreciate it so much.
All right, man. Yeah, appreciate you having me on. It was a fun time.
Absolutely. So, and you guys make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. I ain't got to tell y'all to go follow Locked On Cubs because I guarantee you probably already are. Appreciate you all so much. Make sure that you guys like, share, subscribe. If it's your first time watching Chicago Cubs Central from Sam Olbur. I'm Mike Jones. Appreciate you guys. Until next time, go Cubs, go. Peace.
Thank you for watching another episode of Chicago Cubs Central, the #1 spot for all Chicago Cubs content. Remember to like, share, subscribe for more Cubs content.